guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. We are starting with a pole exercise, one of my favorites and one that I go back to time and time again. It's random poles. Literally, I just chuck the poles everywhere. I do like to put some wings on some of them. It's a great exercise because it suits riders and horses of all abilities. Really good one to use in a lesson if you teach, because if you've got a very varied group, this exercise is brilliant because you don't really have to adjust anything. It's great if you are a rider that's really lacking confidence when it comes to jumping, or your horse is very inexperienced. But equally, it's a great exercise if you are jumping high levels and you just don't want to over jump your horse, but you still want to work on quality of canter and, making sure you keep the rhythm around your turns and so on. So as I said, I just chuck some poles out in the school. I don't worry about distances or anything like that. That's for me and the horse to figure out once we're riding. I firstly tend to do it in walk, trot and then canter, and I just work on the rhythm, the balance, my focus. Am I looking ahead? Am I turning with my body? Am I getting a nice approach? Is the rhythm staying the same from pole to pole? Then you can have a little bit more fun. So maybe you want to practice maybe like a jump off, so taking tighter turns to the poles, jumping on more of an angle. I really enjoy this exercise for working out the best kind of canter you want for jumping. Also, if you have a horse that rushes, this can be a really useful exercise. If you don't want to jump, this exercise can really start to help a horse understand that it's not all about going fast and getting excited. And if you do it quite regularly, they do get slightly bored in the end of rushing. And also you can take the time to do a circle wherever you fancy. And it doesn't matter if you decide to perhaps come back to a halt just before the pole or something like that. You can really help reduce their urge to run when they see the fence. If you are quite worried about striding, this can be a great starting place before jumping. It can give you a really good confidence boost, great for your horse's fitness. I love doing these interesting lines. This is the bit that I find most entertaining, really just seeing what your horse can manage without having to worry about an actual jump being in the way. So doing fun lines can be a great way to improve your cross-country riding and making sure your horse does stay straight when you come on one hell of a weird line. I've just come and turned the horses out, and while I was stood under this oak tree, I could hear like lots of bits dropping out of it, and I was thinking, what's falling? Because obviously it's not time for the acorns to fall yet, even though if I look up, it's like a bumper crop this year. I mean, it's weird, isn't it, when there's been so little rain, yet the trees are like pushing out so much nuts and seeds and fruit, and it's like a bumper year. But what is falling from the tree, thank you aeroplane as you go over, but what is falling is actually acorns already, because I think where there just isn't enough water in the ground, the tree is literally dumping its crop early. And this actually really worries me because Coop is notoriously bad for eating acorns. And obviously these are very green acorns as well. They're just everywhere. I mean, most of it at the moment is like just little ones that haven't really formed properly, but I wouldn't put him past him to eat them. And obviously because we're lacking in grass this year, he is going to be more inclined to eat them because he's not getting any nutrition out of the field. Yay! When you're like, great, so hay prices are more expensive. I'm having to feed more hay because we haven't had the rain, so we haven't got the grass. And then to top it off, our field is surrounded by oak trees, and the oaks are already dropping their acorns because obviously it's been so dry, which means my one and only pen up there, which looks a smidge greener but pretty much dying anyway, is all the grass I've got left. And I'm like, am I going to have to already put them out there? I was kind of saving it for September, but maybe we're going to be out there a month earlier. It's not going to last more than about 2 weeks, that field, even though it hasn't been grazed on for months. The grass has been dying out there. Morning, guys, it's Wednesday. Oh, the fields of Mr. Cope. Mr. Cope, who's wearing, I'm going to call it his fluffy halo. I know the season isn't changing quite yet, but there's definitely a feel, isn't there? Especially in the morning, like it's quite fresh in the morning. And when the seasons start to change, Coop does get quite itchy, and also it's been quite hot and dry and just doesn't do his skin any good. And every year it changes where he itches, like becomes obsessive about itching. So sometimes it's his flanks, sometimes it's like the girth areas, sometimes back, shoulder, face, chest, you name it, he's scratched it to death. This year, he's right on top of his back, which isn't ideal. And he did some awful, like, one day he came in and he got a little bit wet. And so I had to take his rug off. And he literally, like, scraped with his teeth. Actual cuts down his back, like they were bleeding. I was just like, oh my God. So he's been doing his back, sadly, this year, which isn't brilliant. And, oh my gosh, she's got twins. You won't be able to see, but the deer over there that Coop's now watching, she's got twins. I mean, I know it's common for them, the roe deer, to have twins, but so cute when you see them. He's also done behind his ears, which is, I don't know if he's done that before. I mean, it's a very sweet itch area to rub, but yeah, he's made it a bit bold. It's thankfully not sore and he's not broken the skin, but that's why he's wearing a halo. Just, don't want anything to rub. So yeah, and it's looking greener, and this is simply from yesterday. We finally had a bit more decent rain yesterday. We had, like, I was teaching in the afternoon, it rained for the whole lesson, and with like a good amount, but it was so refreshing. And yeah, everything already looks it's incredible, isn't it, how literally the grass starts to go a little brighter and a little more lush looking, and you're like, yes. So we could do with another couple of days of that, because yeah, that's made a big difference already. Go on then. Oh, okay. Steady. So I love this field. It's not very big. It's a ridge and furrow field. I don't know what is different about the soil type, but the ground is so spongy in here. Like, whenever I canter Coop, you can't hear him. Like, there's no sound. Whereas if I cantered in the field over there, which is the one I was talking in earlier, like, you can hear him. But in here, there's something about this ground. Morning, guys, it's Friday again. How did Friday come around so quickly? Obviously, if I'm in the woods, I'm behind Mr. Coco's ears, who's having a picnic as usual. We had so much rain yesterday, it was brilliant. I mean, I got drenched the whole way through the day. Every job I got to, I just got soaked, but no complaints from me, because even this morning the grass looks so much greener because it finally got the rain it needed. So that's good. Very happy about that. I don't think I've got any work on this weekend at the moment, which is, I'm to be honest, I'm really quite pleased about. I've got plenty of jobs to be getting on with at home, so that is good. I was going to update you guys on something else and I've already forgotten what it was. Can't have been very exciting. I'm not sure any of my vlogs are particularly exciting, but yeah, I just can't believe we're already in August now. I'm sort of a bit like, it's just, time is whizzing by. I think supposedly it's meant to get hot again. This morning it was 13 degrees, so it definitely wasn't hot this morning. So I was in my happy place, jumper and gilet back on. You know how much I love wearing this. And I do love autumn, it's like my favourite time of year. So I'm quite happy for us to roll slowly down into autumn. I have been thinking about my autumn projects. As you know, I'm a girl that likes to think up business ideas which never happen, or new hobbies for myself, something like that. And recently I've been working on something which I don't think I'm going to tell you guys about right now. I want to see if I actually make it happen first. If I make it happen, then I'll tell you about it. It's not very exciting. It doesn't cost me any money, which is good. But it allows me to be very, very creative, which I enjoy a lot. So watch this space. See if I'm brave enough to do what I want to do with it. The history videos, I'm hoping actually to kind of bring back probably at the beginning of September. They take so much work, but I have missed doing them over the summer. But as the nights are already starting to draw in, I'll just find I've got more time again and I'm, back in the house a bit more. So I've still got plans to do them over autumn and winter. I know this is a little bit early to mention, but we know that I got a sewing machine last year and I made some small Christmas presents with my sewing machine. But this year we're planning the same thing, but stepping it up a little bit. I mean, I've done no sewing so far this year whatsoever, but I'd quite like to make some either pencil cases or kind of makeup bags or something basic-ish like that. And I think it's probably a good idea to start next month because I'm going to obviously have to learn first and get it right before any of them are good enough to be gifted. So, got a lot of work to do with that. So yeah, lots going on. No competitions yet, but keep your fingers crossed for me. That's what I'd really like to be doing. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling rubbish and leave you guys and see you next week. Hoping to film another pole work exercise at the beginning of it. That's the plan.